Greetings all, Shane Bruce, Rest of My Daisy, and today we've got a video that's based on a request from a customer. He's having some issues with a trigger spring on his Daisy Model 99. Now, this is a Daisy Model 99. It's been disassembled to do this video today, but it is Daisy's target gun. And they're a wide body design, much different from the Red Ryders. And they are designed to be used in 5-meter target matches. Very accurate little guns, kind of a low power gun. And one of the things that makes them accurate is the Model 499 trigger. Now, we have on the table here some examples of different Daisy triggers. Here's the plain Jane standard Daisy folded metal trigger, virtually indestructible, works very well. This is the original style of plastic trigger, and you'll notice it has a spring in the back. Basically, they all work the same way. The plunger assembly pushes back and brings that up. This little bit here is the sear. Let's see if I can, yeah. This is the sear that engages the plunger assembly. When you pull the trigger, the sear magically goes away. The plunger goes forward and the gun fires. And this is the latest iteration with the anti-bear trap device built into it. And this is designed to protect you from the lever slamming shut on your knuckles should you lose your grip or contact on it. They're problematic. I don't care to work on these, but that's an example of one. Now, let's talk about the 499. As you can see, the 499, and I have to be very careful handling this because you don't want that trigger dropping, because if you do, the spring will fall out. The 499 is a stamped metal assembly. There are two component parts. There's the trigger itself, then there is the sear. The third part is tough to see, but it's right here, right there. That is a spring, and we're going to take that spring out and show you how it's oriented and installed. But this is where it sits. You'll notice that the V points to the back of the gun, and when we get the trigger out, you'll see two little rounded over sections, and I'll explain how those function in just a minute. So anyway, just like the plastic trigger, when you arm the gun, the sear engages. It should click. Oops, here we go. Anyway, the sear engages. When you pull the trigger pulls the sear out of the way, and the gun fires. All right, so now let's clear the deck here, because more than likely something unpleasant is going to happen when I take this spring out. All right, so to remove the spring on the 499 or the Model 99 metal plate trigger, pull the trigger all the way down, engage the sear, and the spring will fall right out. And that's what you see when it comes out. It's a little V-shaped piece of spring steel. You'll notice that one leg is longer than the other. Now, the critical part about getting this back in the gun is to make sure that you've got the long leg facing up and the short leg facing down. So with the trigger, and you'll notice here on the trigger there's a divot cut for the spring, and there's also a divot cut inside. Oh, this thing is so wiggly. There's also a divot cut inside right there that the other leg of the spring fits into. Can you get a shot of that?
Where am I looking?
There we go. You can see it visually when you're looking at it with your eyeballs. It's not so obvious on a video. But the important part to understand is that the long leg goes up. So now we're going to attempt to reinstall it. So you got to get this thing in a position about like so, and you take that down in there, and you just kind of push it together. Whoops, wait a minute. Did we catch? Yes, we did. And now it works as designed. So that's how you take the spring out, and that's how you put the spring back in. But I really got to caution you against doing this, because this thing is so easy to lose and so easy to break. And if you break it, you will not find a replacement anytime soon. There we go. And that's how they work. And that's how you should get it back in the gun. It's a fairly weak spring, but it does the job. And once again, if you don't have to take it out, don't. That's all for today. Shane Bruce, Rest of My Daisy, signing off.